Hello everyone. In this video, I will show you how to start programming in Python. I will show you 3 options for writing and running Python code: JupyterLab, PyCharm and idle. Let's get started. The first option is to use JupyterLab, an online tool that allows you to program in Python without installing anything on your computer. In this video, I will show you how to use JupyterLab to write and run Python code. I will explain how to create a new Jupyter Notebook file, how to write Python code in the cells, and how to run the code to see the results. The second option is to use idle, the IDE that comes bundled with the Python installation. In this part of the video, I will show you how to open idle on your computer and how to use it to write and run Python code. I will show you how to create a new Python file in idle, how to write Python code to the file, and how to run it to code. The third option is to use PyCharm, or some integrated development environment, IDE. There are many, such as Atom, Sublime Text or Visual Studio Code, but we will use PyCharm, which is very popular for Python programming. At the end of the video, I will show you how to install this tool on your computer and how to use PyCharm to write and run Python code to create a new Python project from PyCharm. Next, I will show you a very useful alternative to start programming in Python without having to install anything. This is JupyterLab, a tool developed by Jupyter, an open-source non-profit project that was born in 2014 from the IPython project. JupyterLab is a web development environment accessed through a browser such as Firefox, Chrome or other. In addition to being able to install it on your computer, they also offer a free online service. By simply entering a web address, you can start programming. To use JupyterLab, access its web page that I will leave in the description, and once inside, look for Try JupyterLab. Once the page loads, you will see the development environment provided. On the left, you have the navigation where all your files and folders are located. On the right, you can view the IPN files, which is the format of the Jupyter Notebook par excellence. In these IPN files, you can write Python code and execute it, and you can mix it with text, images, animations, and other tools. Now to create your first code in JupyterLab, create a new notebook. Go to the top menu, click on File, select New and then Notebook. Then, in the first cell of the notebook, type the famous code, print, hello, world, and click on the arrow to execute the code you have selected, or press Shift and Enter at the same time to execute the cell. The output hello, world, should appear just below the cell. Notebooks are a very powerful tool because they allow you to execute code fragment by fragment, seeing the result right on the next line. You can mix code with other resources such as images or markdown formatted text, among other resources. It is also possible to display graphics, such as those generated with Matplotlib. But it also has its disadvantages. It is not a complete development environment, as it lacks many functionalities. If we use the web version, we will be limited by the resources of the server on which it runs. The speed will be faster on our computer. For large Python projects, it is not an alternative. To program in Python with installation on your computer, there are 2 options. Use a simple application such as idle, or install a more complete development environment such as PyCharm. If you decide to use the idle option, the installation process is very simple. You just need to go to the official Python website, www.python.org, and select the Downloads option. Next, choose the most recent version suitable for your platform and download it. Once downloaded, proceed with the installation by following the on-screen instructions. Once the installation is complete, an icon called idle will appear on your desktop. Click on it to open the application. Once the application is open, select New File and start programming. It's that easy. With idle you can start programming in Python immediately and without any additional configuration. To verify that the installation has been performed correctly, open the Windows Command Terminal, search for the CMD application or command prompt, and run the following command: Python v This should show you the version of Python you have installed. In fact, with the installation of Python on your computer you could already start programming in Python. However, if you are looking for a more complete tool, to work directly from the terminal is not the most comfortable way. That is why we recommend you to install an integrated development environment, IDE, like PyCharm, which will allow you to write, debug, and run your programs more efficiently. In the last section we will explain how to install PyCharm, a development environment that will make your life much easier. Now we are going to install Python on macOS. Method 1. There are two different ways to install Python on macOS. Let's start with the simplest one. Go to the download section of the official Python website and download the latest version. We recommend you to use version 3, as it is the one we use in this tutorial and the most recent one. Once you have downloaded the installation file and completed the process, open the terminal and verify that Python has been installed correctly with the following command: Python v. If the command returns something like Python 3.6.8, it means that it is already installed. If you type Python in the terminal, you can start typing Python commands, but it may not be very comfortable. We will explain later how to use Python with PyCharm. Method 2. The second way to install Python on macOS is through the Homebrew package manager. To install Homebrew, you need to have Xcode installed, which is a set of development tools from Apple. If you already have it installed, you can skip this step. If not, you can install it with the following command in the terminal. This command will install Xcode and its command line tools. Once you have Xcode installed, you can install Homebrew with the following command in the terminal. This command will download and install Homebrew on your Mac, and can be found directly from its official page where you can copy and paste it into the terminal, or you will also find it all in the description of this video. Once you have installed Homebrew, you can install Python with the following command in terminal. This command will install the latest version of Python 3 available through Homebrew. Finally, we will show you how to install Python on Linux in a very easy way. If you are using Ubuntu 16.10 or newer, simply open the terminal and run the following command. However, if you are using a different version of Ubuntu, you will need to add a repository. We recommend the DeadSnakes PPA repository. To do this, run the following commands in the terminal. Once the installation is finished, you can check that it has been installed correctly with the following command: Python v Python 3 v. Once we have installed Python on our system, it is time to install an integrated development environment or IDE to start programming in Python. In this case, we recommend PyCharm, an IDE developed by JetBrains that is available for Windows, macOS, and Linux. To download PyCharm, go to the download section of its website and select the community version, which is free and ideal for the development of small or medium-sized projects. Once PyCharm has been downloaded and installed, open the program and follow the steps below to create and configure a project. 1. Create a new project and assign a name and location on your system. Select the option to use a virtual environment or virtualan for your project. This will allow you to isolate your Python dependencies and packages from other projects on your system. 3. In the base interpreter section, select the version of Python you have previously installed. 4. Once the project is created, create a new Python file with the name of your choice. 5. Write your code in the Python file and, to run it, select the Run option from the top menu. One of the most useful features of PyCharm is that you can easily install Python packages through its graphical interface. To do this, go to the Preferences section and, under Project, select Project Interpreter. From there, you will be able to add new Python libraries by simply clicking the button. And that's it. Now you know how to install Python on your operating system, and how to set up a project in PyCharm to start programming in Python. Remember that if you need help during installation or configuration, you can always look for information in the official PyCharm documentation or in the online developer community. We wish you much success in your Python programming projects.